Cup. I'm your host, Richard Mason, here in Canada. Today, we've got weightlifters from around the world competing against each other in real time, from homes, training centers, gyms, wherever they can find weights and a flat surface like a platform to lift on. Today's session, this is the B session for the women in the 49 kilo category. Let's meet the athletes. Representing Fiji, we have Margaret Ateja. Representing Latvia, Sandia Keisha. Representing Guatemala, it's Nancy Bats Lopez. From Poland, Nina Poniatowska. Representing Cuba, Claudia Hernandez Torres. And representing the United States of America, we have Caitlin Everett. Now, it's not just the athletes that are gathering from around the world. We also have our technical officials from all four corners of the earth. Welcome our referees for this session. Representing Peru, we have Gavi Gutierrez. From Saudi Arabia, it's Khalid Al-Harbi. Costa Rica, we have Sadie Jimenez. And we also have a reserve referee. The reserve referee will only press a button if one of the other referees has technical difficulties, and it is representing Hungary, Bela Fabik. This event is hosted by the Peruvian Weightlifting Federation. It's a replacement for the IWF Youth World Championships that were scheduled to be held at this time in Lima, Peru. The goal here is to promote real, live, and worldwide participation of athletes from the safety of our homes. Each lifter has one camera set up and will be performing their snatch and their clean and jerk at their chosen location. I'm Richard Mason. I'll be your host, and I'm joined by David Colon, who will assist us with the language of the nation of Peru, and that is Spanish. Welcome, David.
Okay.
Hello, Richard. Una vez más, muy bienvenidos tengan todos alrededor del mundo. Estamos presenciando un segundo día de competencia de esta Copa Mundial de la Juventud. Se origina esta transmisión desde Perú, que está haciendo...
Oh, sorry, David. We're at that time. It's we're at 1 minute on the clock. We're going to call our first athlete, representing Fiji, Margaret Ateja, Fiji, first attempt, 43 kilos.
Primer intento de Margaret Ateja de Fiji.
The lift is a good lift, a good start to this 49 kilo B session. Ateja, good lift.
Ya comenzamos la serie de los 49 kilos para damas.
Our next athlete, asking for 48 kilos for her first attempt. It's Sandia Keisha, Latvia, first attempt.
Sandia Keisha de Latvia, primer intento con 48 kilos, arranque.
No lift, 3 red lights for Keisha.
No logra dominar el peso. Seguimos adelante.
Our next weight is 50 kilos. It belongs to the first attempt, representing Poland, Nina Poniatowska.
Primer intento con 50 kilos en arranque, Poniatowska de Polonia.
Three white lights, that's a good lift.
Buena alzada para la polaca en su primer intento de arranque.
Our next athlete, Caitlin Everett, United States of America, 52 kilos on the bar for her first attempt.
De los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica, Caitlin Everett, primer intento con 52 kilos.
Everett's lift is a good lift.
Buena alzada para la norteamericana.
Next athlete calling for 55 kilos is Nancy Bats Lopez, Guatemala. First attempt.
46
Nancy López de Guatemala. Primer intento con 55 kilos.
Dale pegado, vamos, solo que se ve. Subida. ¿Ya te la viste, Paco? Mucho balón. Vamos. Vamos bien duro eso. Cerrando. A ver.
That's a good lift for Bats Lopez, Guatemala.
Buena alzada para la niña de Guatemala.
Next athlete from Cuba with 55 kilos on the bar, Claudia Hernandez Torres.
Primer intento en arranque para la cubana Hernández Torres, 55 kilos.
They're in the same place we're in Cuba.
And that's a good lift for Hernandez Torres.
El intento es bueno para la cubana Hernández.
If you'll note that we are lifting in a round system, each athlete will do their first attempts before we move on to each athlete's second attempts. Each athlete has 30 seconds in between rounds to make their changes for their next attempt, either to add a little bit or a lot, depending on how well attempt number one went. So each athlete and their coach right now are doing that fine tuning in making sure that they've got the next right weight. We're going to call our next athlete. Sorry, my apologies. We're going to call our next athlete. It's 46 kilos on the bar, representing Fiji, Margaret Ateja.
Con 46 kilos, primer intento, Ateca de Fiji.
Ateja's lift is a good lift.
Buena alzada para la niña de Fiji.
Next athlete calling for 48 kilos in Latvia, Sandia Keisha.
48 kilos, segundo intento en arranque para Sandija Keisha de Latvia.
We need to make sure her screen is good.
Okay, well, I need you to.
Outside, yeah.
Yes.
That's a good lift for Keisha at 48 kilos.
Buena alzada para la niña de Latvia. Seguimos adelante.
More weight, we're going up to 53 kilos. Representing Poland, Nina Poniatowska. Second attempt.
Con 53 kilos, segundo intento de la polaca Koniatowska.
Poniatowska's lift is a good one, 53 kilos.
Buen intento de la niña de Polonia.
Off to the United States of America, 55 kilos on the bar. Attempt number 2, Caitlin Everett.
Segundo intento con 55 kilos, Caitlin Everett, Estados Unidos, Norteamérica.
A good lift for Everett at 55.
Buena alzada para la norteamericana, logra 55 kilos.
58 kilos. In Guatemala is awaiting Nancy Batz Lopez for her second attempt.
Nancy Batz, para un segundo intento con 58 kilos, representa Guatemala.
A good lift for Batz Lopez, Guatemala.
Buen intento y logra la alzada la niña de Guatemala, Batz López.
Next athlete, the final athlete of the second round, 58 kilos, representing Cuba, Claudia Hernandez Torres.
Último intento de esta segunda ronda, 58 kilos, la cubana Torres.
That's a no lift for Hernandez Torres.
No logra este intento Torres de Cuba. Seguimos adelante.
That finishes round number 2 before we proceed to round number 3 and the 30-second change. Just to let you know that all the athletes here will still be performing both lifts, the snatch and the clean and jerk. They're just doing it in a little bit of a different format here with the rounds. Each athlete's best snatch will be added to their best clean and jerk to try and get the best total. And there will be medals handed out in both the snatch and the clean and jerk before we hand out the total medal. Time is ready. 50 kilos on the bar, representing Fiji. Margaret Ateja.
Tercer intento de arranque con 50 kilos, Margaret Ateja, de Fiji.
¡Vaya va! ¡Al culo! Mira, me dijo.
No lift for Ateja on her final attempt in the snatch.
No logra esta alzada en su último intento de arranque. Seguimos.
Our next athlete, 51 kilos for Sandia Keisha, Latvia, third attempt.
Tercer intento de la niña de Latvia.
No lift for Keisha at 51 kilos.
No logra completar esa alzada la niña a los 51 kilos.
55 kilos being requested in Poland for Nina Poniatowska, third attempt.
Tercer intento con 55 kilos, Nina Poniatowska, de Polonia.
No lift on the third attempt for Poniatowska of Poland.
No hay alzada en este tercer intento. Continuamos.
58 kilos. Third attempt, representing the United States of America from Dallas, Texas, it's Caitlin Everett.
Tercer intento con 58 kilos, Caitlin Everett, Estados Unidos, Norteamérica.
A good lift. 3 white lights for Everett at 58 kilos.
Alzada correcta para la norteamericana.
Now, Cuba, 58 kilos on the bar. Claudia Hernandez Torres, third attempt.
Tercer intento para la cubana Claudia Hernández con 58 kilos.
No luck. No lift for Hernandez Torres.
No completa la alzada la niña Hernández de Cuba.
Final attempt in this session, in the snatch, is 60 kilos. Guatemala, Nancy Batz Lopez.
Tercer y último intento con 60 kilos, Nancy Batz López de Guatemala.
No lift for Batz Lopez at 60 kilos.
No logra esa última alzada López con 60 kilos.
This concludes the lifting portion of the snatch session of the women's 49 kilo B session. If we take a look at the scoreboard, we can see that so far 58 kilos is the best number that's been put up. It's been put up by both Nancy Batz Lopez of Guatemala and Caitlin Everett of the United States of America. After that, 55 kilos from Cuba's Hernandez Torres. Checking down a little further on that leaderboard, we will see there's 53 kilos hoisted by Nina Poniatowska of Poland, 48 kilos from Kasia of Latvia, and Atasia of Fiji has 46 kilos. We're going to start the clean and jerk in about 10 minutes time, but before that, let's take a look at some highlights of the weightlifting we've seen so far from the women's 49 kilo B group, and after that, we'll learn a little bit more about our host, the country of Peru. We'll be back with the clean and jerk in just a few moments.
¿Te acuerdas de los Juegos Lima 2019? Juntos hicimos de estos Juegos una verdadera fiesta. Gracias a que los peruanos ya pensamos distinto, sacando todo adelante.
Tuvimos los más grandes Juegos Panamericanos de la historia.
Hemos hecho unos lindos juegos, hemos triunfado. ¿Qué viene?
Presentamos Legado. Porque el Perú no puede parar. Esto no acaba aquí, nos merecemos mucho más. Por eso, este legado lo llevamos al hombro para poder seguir en el juego. Ya lo venimos trabajando con mucha energía y aprovechando todo lo aprendido. Los juegos habrán terminado, pero hay mucho camino por recorrer. Tenemos la responsabilidad de seguir transmitiendo todos nuestros valores, que nos servirán de impulso para hacer cosas mucho más grandes de lo que imaginamos, demostrando al mundo de lo que somos capaces. Cuidaremos todo lo que tenemos para poder tener el futuro que queremos, porque estamos convencidos de que la mejor inversión siempre serán las personas, y ese es el legado que verdaderamente importa, el que traspasa vidas. Así, podemos trascender en la sociedad, la ciudad y la reactivación económica. Solo necesitamos tu compromiso. El estar siempre unidos para seguir avanzando. Legado. Seguimos jugando.
Welcome back. This is the women's 49 kilo B session at the IWF Online Youth World Cup, and we're going to call our first athlete in the clean and jerk portion. Representing Fiji, Margaret Ateja. Her attempt will be at 52 kilos.
Primer intento en el envión para Margaret Ateja de Fiji.
Solid lawa. Kamera mai dito. Tight ni ko dito. Tight. Solid siya. Isa ka na mamili. Down.
Ateja's lift is a good lift at 52 kilos.
Intento bueno para la niña de Fiji con 52 kilos.
Next athlete's calling for 60 kilos, representing Latvia, Sandia Keisha.
Desde Latvia, Sandia Keisha tiene su primer intento con 62 kilos.
Good lift for Keisha.
Buen intento para la niña de Latvia.
Now, 63 kilos being placed on a bar in Poland for Nina Poniatowska. First attempt.
63 kilos. Primer intento, Poliatowska de Polonia.
Poniatowska's lift at 63 kilos is a majority decision good lift.
Decisión dividida para la polaca, buena alzada, con 63 kilos.
Next athlete. Representing Cuba, 65 kilos for Claudia Hernandez Torres. First attempt, rather.
Primer intento con 65 kilos en el envión, Claudia Hernández Torres de Cuba.
Good lift for Hernandez Torres.
Buena alzada de la cubana Hernández.
Next athlete, calling for 70 kilos, representing the United States of America, Caitlin Everett.
Con 70 kilos, primer intento de envión, Caitlin Everett, Estados Unidos.
Good lift for Caitlin Everett. Good lift. Next athlete calling for 75 kilos. My apologies, David.
Sorry.
Next athlete calling for 75 kilos. My apologies, David. Is Nancy Batts Lopez, 75 kilos, first attempt.
75 kilos. Primer intento en envión, la guatemalteca.
¡Vamos!
No lift for Batts Lopez at 75 kilos.
No hay alzada para Nancy.
The first round was a 5 for 6. Almost every lift was made except for that last one by Bats Lopez. We're moving into our second round. The athletes and coaches are making their necessary changes. As you know, as we're gathering here on the World Wide Web and not gathering in one physical place, we can't use all the traditional rules for a weightlifting meet. And because we can't use all the traditional rules, records set by youth athletes in this event cannot be accepted. And the athletes' totals can't be used to qualify for other worldwide events. There is no jury, there's no challenge cards, there's no ability to reverse. So we've had to make that accommodation. 56 kilos now on the bar, representing Fiji, the second attempt of Margaret Ateja.
Segundo intento de Margaret Ateja de Fiji, 56 kilos.
Three white lights, good lift.
Buena alzada para la niña de Fiji.
Next lift is 63 kilos, and it's Latvia. And Sandia Keja, second attempt.
Con 63 kilos, segundo intento de envión para Sandia Keisa de Latvia.
Good lift for Keja, Latvia.
Buena alzada para la niña de Latvia.
We have 67 kilos waiting in Cuba for Claudia Hernandez Torres, second attempt.
Con 67 kilos tendremos el segundo intento de la niña cubana Hernández Torres.
Good lift, Hernandez Torres, 67 kilos.
El intento es bueno para la niña cubana Hernández.
Another kilo, please. 68 kilos, representing Poland's second attempt, Nina Poniatowska.
68 kilos, segundo intento de envión, la polaca Poniatowska.
Once again, a good lift.
Buena alzada para la niña de Polonia.
Next athlete is calling for 73 kilos, representing the United States of America, second attempt of Caitlin Everett.
Con 73 kilos, segundo intento de la norteamericana Everett.
A good lift for Caitlin Everett at 73 kilos.
Logra la alzada la norteamericana Everett.
Our final attempt here in the second round of the clean and jerk belongs to Nancy Bats Lopez, Guatemala, 75 kilos.
Finalizar esta segunda ronda de envión, Nancy Bats López de Guatemala.
Bats Lopez, no lift.
No concluye esa alzada la niña de Guatemala.
She will have one more attempt coming in round 3, which is just a few seconds away. We have 5 sessions going today at the IWF Online Youth World Cup. This is session number 2, the women 49 kilo B session. Coming up at 11 o'clock Lima, Peru time, we'll have the men of the 61 kilo B session, followed by the 61 kilo A session men. That will start at 1:30 in the afternoon. And then at 3 o'clock, we'll see the remainder of the athletes in this 49 kilo category. The A group will begin at 3 o'clock in Peru time. We're ready to start round 3. 60 kilos on the bar. Representing Fiji, Margaret Ateja.
Con 60 kilos el tercer intento de envión, Ateja de Fiji.
Ateva, no lift on 60 kilos on her third attempt.
No logra la tercera alzada esta niña de Fiji.
Our next athlete, 65 kilos now, in the third attempt in the clean and jerk, Sandia Keja, Latvia.
Tercer intento con 65 kilos de Latvia, Sandija Keja.
Keja's lift is a good lift at 65 kilos for her final attempt.
Buena alzada para la niña de Latvia, quien concluye en el envión.
Cuba now, 69 kilos. Claudia Hernandez Torres, final attempt.
Último intento de la cubana Claudia Hernández, con 69 kilos.
Good lift. Hernandez Torres, 69 kilos.
Alzada correcta para Torres con 69 kilos.
70 kilos now, being requested. Representing Poland, Nina Poniatowska.
70 kilos para el tercer intento de la polaca Poniatowska.
No lift.
No hay alzada en este último intento de la polaca.
Final attempt for Caitlin Everett, United States of America, is 75 kilos.
Intento final para la norteamericana Caitlin, 75 kilos.
A 6-for-6 performance. Good lift, Everett.
Buena alzada para la niña Everett de los Estados Unidos, Norteamérica.
Final attempt now in this, the women's 49 kilo B session. 75 kilos on the bar, representing Guatemala, Nancy Batz Lopez.
Nancy Batz va para un tercer y necesario intento en el envión para mantenerse en competencia.
Ven con atrás, vamos duro.
Vamos pues, beleza. Suba, suba, suba. Suba.
Cambia el aire.
Tranquila, para aire. Ahí está. Fuerte. Ahí.
Three white lights, good lift, Batz Lopez.
La alzada es buena para la guatemalteca Batz López.
This concludes the lifting portion of the women's 49 kilo B session. We'll take a look at the scoreboard here and get a sense of just exactly how this all stacks up as we head into the A session later today. Nancy Batz Lopez has 133 kilos as her total, as does Caitlin Everett of the United States of America. If this came down to a medal, Everett would get the total medal because she got her 133 before Batz Lopez lifted hers. In third position coming out of this is Claudia Hernandez Torres with 124 kilos, followed in fourth by Nina Poniatowska of Poland with 121. In fifth and sixth, it's Sandhya Kaja of Latvia with 113, and then Margaret Ateva of Fiji with 102 kilos. This concludes, once I said, the lifting portion of the 49 kilo category. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of the lifting we have seen so far.